that out the way. Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome back to my channel. I am Melissa Berrien, your host of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. And you read from the title, you already know why. I already know why you're here. You got things to discuss and you want to see what the heck it is that's going on. But before we get into that, how y'all doing? I see you, Soul Sister. Good to see you. I enjoyed myself with y'all last night. So good to see you. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself as well. It was a good time. Hey, Ruby King, good to see you again. One of my absolutely loyal subscribers, as well as Blessed Reborn Spirit. I feel like I tell her all the time, I feel like she's my sister in spirit. So welcome, y'all. And for those of you that are tuning in, catching a replay, gang, how you doing? Okay. Uncle Stu says, I'm doing great, just woke up. Wow. So you just woke up from the day, or was it just a nap or what? I gotta admit, last night was a long day for me. So before we get into the title, and we're gonna talk about this, okay? We got a lot of things to discuss. Before we get into that, let me tell you what we did. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out our ultimate collab YouTuber collaboration. I laughed so much yesterday. I'm a little hoarse today. I don't remember the last time I laughed. So it was so fun. And I hope that you guys enjoyed yourselves too. From what I'm seeing, it's so much fun. We may go live for games of Christmas night. Oh, that'll be so fun. That'll be so fun. Count me in. Let me know. But my mom was in on it and she thought it was the best. Like, it was really good feedback. So even if we don't do it for Christmas, I got to get that bunch together. And like I said, I don't mind inviting other people. I just want people that are like-minded, not too stuffy, but want to have fun, point blank, period. So we're definitely going to do that again. But anyway, I told y'all that I had to go, and I kind of left abruptly. Y'all know I sure will count you in. Y'all know me. I will stay on here for 3 hours as long as we having fun. But what y'all didn't know was my mom was in the chat. Yesterday was her birthday, and I was throwing her a surprise birthday party. And the people on the panel knew. And so I was like, I gotta go. And she was in there. And that's why Trash Can Waves was clowning, like, oh, why you gotta go? Why you gotta go? Well, anyway, I don't know if I had a video. I don't have my phone with me. Dang it. She was surprised. We got all the kids, the married folks, the grown folk, the young folk, and everybody. And we gathered up, our games and all that other stuff. And I called my mother and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to see you today. So and I'm pretty sure she was like, that's strange. But anyway, we lined up at the house with the cars and everything. And we ring the doorbell and she was like, what? So y'all, as y'all know, I left out of here 8 o'clock my time. Well, 7 something my time. So she doesn't expect all of us to be over there that time of night. But I got to tell you, it was a fun time. We stayed up laughing, playing games, planning Christmas games and everything else. So yesterday was a good day. I got to know my content creator friends, family a lot more. We still want to know what the blacks were doing. They turned the camera off. Sherry was leaning down like that. Catch the video, y'all. You don't want to hear from me. I'm just saying. The blacks were doing more than eating snacks. I don't know what they were doing. Anyway, welcome, y'all. Y'all read from the title. You see, and if those of you that are used to me doing the breaking news, you got to know that a lot of people have found me because part of my commentary is not just breaking news. I do social commentary. I talk about everything. And I give my commentary based on being, I always say, a mentor, educator, or friend. That's the way I'm going to come at you, one or the other. And so right now, I think I'm going to come at you guys as friends. Okay, we friends. We're going to talk girlfriend to girlfriend because word on the street, a lot of people are abuzz about the fact that specifically the 3 couples that's in the thumbnail, but a lot of people, we have this debate where it's like, okay, if you're separated, are you single? Is single separated to the point where you date? So I want to break this down in so many fractions. And y'all, please, if you want to cam up, let me know. I will drop the link. If not, leave your comments in the chat, especially those of you that are catching on the replay. Y'all already know, gang, I will answer you. Just drop a comment. So anyway, let's get started. So before I break down the specifics of these couples, let's just establish together. Okay. Let me know. Let's just establish together. Married is married. I'm talking married with the paper. You went through the judicial system. I'm not talking about was like civil unions and stuff like that. I'm talking, but for this, okay, but then you guys let me know, for the sake of morality, do you think civil unions, so for an example, your friends, they've been together for 25 years, paper-wise, they are not married. But at that point, do you see them as married? Or is married to you married? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Trust me, we're going to go somewhere with this as we travel along and start defining things. For me, my friends that are together for 25 years, yeah, that's Nate and Boo Boo and whatever, but they're still not married. Still not married. My friends shacking up, whatever, still not married. So I don't hold them to the same level of accountability that I would people that are married. Paper, went to the courthouse, that type of thing. So that's my thing. Y'all leave a comment. Hey, Blind Guy, you guys let me know what you guys think before we move on to the next one. Do you think so? Because right, we're going to end at the topic of the conversation. We're going to go there, which is dating while separated. So we got to establish what marriage is before we get to what's separated. Okay. So what is marriage to you? Is marriage a civil union? They've been together for 25 years, child, they married. Or they got to go to the courthouse. For me, courthouse. Bless says, depends on the state you live in. For an example, there is no common law marriage. That is very true. I'm just saying for us and our morality and or what you feel is right. Because I know common law is in different places. For me, get your butt to the courthouse. If you didn't go to the courthouse, in my eyes, you're not married. I'm not talking about the legal stuff and hospitals and all of that. I'm talking about, do you see people married? Because again, the conversation is going to talk about dating while separated. And so if your thought is, oh, it doesn't matter if they go to the courthouse or not, if they're together past 10 years, they're married, let me know. Uncle Stu, old man is just like me. Married is with papers, period. So yeah. Hey, Shannon, good to see you, little sis. Hope you're doing well. All right, so now that we got that established, marriage is with papers. Leave a comment, like I said, if you think marriage is without papers. The next thing that I want to establish is what's separated. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because separation can be down to the courthouse, actual separation papers. People can live in the same house and be separated. People can be geographically separated as well. So for the sake of this argument, for the sake of what we're talking about, because we have 3 different couples that we're going to talk about and just kind of springboard from. To me, separated, I guess this is where I become, I was going to say hypocritical a bit, because if there's a married couple that have decided we are no longer together, but we're staying together, but we're living our lives separately, believe it or not, I know at least 3 couples that have done that. Is as odd as it may sound. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, y'all separated, but at the same time, no, y'all not separated. That's where I'm going. Bless Reborn says separated, still married. I agree. Ruby King says, I know a couple that was together for 21 years, 2 grown kids. He left her 2 years ago. Marriage is the best thing in my opinion. Wow. So they were together for 21 years without the papers. He left with the 2 kids. Okay. So in my opinion, 21 years still doesn't make them married. Like, we all have grown up with different couples. You may be that couple. I'm not trying to down you or that I'm getting to somewhere. I'm driving the conversation so that we can get to Porsha, Kim, and NeNe. Okay. Because then that's when it gets sticky. So to me, that couple that's staying together for the kids or whatever, but they know in their hearts you could date on the side, blah, 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 blah. To me, you're still married, but you're separated. So the question now becomes that we've established that replay game. Don't forget, be along. Come on, stay in the conversation. Are you open to dating when you're separated? Is dating an option? Should it be an option? I guess I should say that, because that means we can get the conversation going, because we're all going to think different things. We're not all going to think the same things. So I guess the debate here is, should you date when you're separated? Okay. So let's start with Kim Kardashian. I'll start with her because I'm gonna compare and contrast all three of those people and see what we end up with. So when you look at Kim Kardashian, of course we know that she's Kanye West's wife. They have a very public separation. They put everybody in their business. So for those of you that are like, what does it matter? It's everybody's business. Well, here's the thing. If you put it out on social media, you open yourself up for people to comment and analyze and everything else. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and scroll Miss Allegedly so that y'all can be happy with that. So as we know, Kim and Kanye are now separated. Kanye is being alleged to be dating some other model. And Kim, it's being alleged, and I think she confirmed recently that she is dating Pete Davidson. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like and leave a comment down below. I don't think Kim Kardashian nor Kanye, I don't think either one of them is getting the backlash that NeNe and Porsha is getting. A little bit different situation, but I don't think they're getting a backlash like, oh, so bad, that type of thing. Think about DiCaprio Union, same thing. I think that people are going after the other two, but we'll talk about that in a second. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is the backlash the same? I don't think it is. It's more so, ooh, Pete and Kim are being spotted here and they're that or whatever. But no one's talking about the big elephant in the room as they do with NeNe and Porsha. And we're going to get to them. The conversation is about Kim and what they have on and where they're at and Pete Davidson and how he looks and how did he snag her and all this other stuff, more so than, oh my gosh, she's married and separated and trying to date. So that's Pete and Kim. They would be, in my opinion, the most classical form of separation, where it doesn't appear that the two people live together. And he trying to get her back, that whole thing. And y'all already know the freaking Kardashians. So, you know, they got a whole compound and everything and child, whatever. So that's that. The next couple that I want to compare and contrast is, let's talk about NeNe. NeNe will probably be the next unproblematic one in the sense of, so NeNe's getting backlash twofold. Some people feel like she is moving on too swiftly after Greg's passing. So unless you've been living on the rock, you don't know who I'm talking about, you don't follow, you don't watch the show, that's fine. Because you know, if you know anything about me on this channel, I try not to stay on the people and pick them apart. That's not what I'm here for. I want to drive the conversation forward to try to get some life lessons, some ideas to kind of say, hey, if this is what you choose to do, make sure you think about this, that, and the other. So I'm only using NeNe's example, life as an example, and then we'll talk further. So anyway, NeNe just lost her husband maybe about 4 months ago, 2-3 months ago, if that. I'll give her 3 months ago. It was whispers, oh my goodness, she's being seen with this guy, whatever. For some reason, NeNe is getting backlash because, well, it's split, I think. I think from what I see, like, oh, she moved on so quickly and everything. But oddly, Miss Close Your Legs to Married Men, allegedly the guy that she's dating is married. But here's the caveat. He says, hold your horses, I'm separated. So that brings the question. So we have Kim and Pete, classical separation. Then we have the widow who's dating the guy, allegedly dating the guy that is married. But here's the thing, y'all, it's being reported that this guy's wife is devastated, according to what Tasha K is saying. I'm just quoting Tasha and her sources. I didn't hear it. I don't know nothing about it, but allegedly he still live at home. Allegedly, they not, yes, you know, they may be separated, but he still lives at home, even though he is allegedly establishing a place in Georgia. That's messy. So let's leave NeNe alone, because again, I'm not here to rip NeNe apart. That's her decision. But exactly, Natasha, that you coming into the conversation. Exactly. Is that a red flag? Because here's the thing. People are dogging NeNe because she's a widow, but here's the thing. She's not married anymore. Respectfully, God bless Greg's soul. NeNe, a lot of people are coming for NeNe because, oh, she moved on too quickly. That ain't none of my business. I may have my opinion about it, but ultimately it's none of my business. And of course, their separation and whether they're dating is none of my business either. But like I said, if you're a public figure and you come in this public space, expect people to talk about you, point blank, period. So my thing is, NeNe's not getting the backlash. NeNe's also getting the backlash for being a widow, but also for the fact that this new boyfriend is married. So my question to you is, are you on the team? Well, they're separated. The wife live in Wisconsin somewhere. NeNe live in Georgia. Leave her alone. Let them be together, and it is what it is. Now, again, I'm not asking you to form an opinion in the sense of NeNe, but put yourself in the wife's shoes. Put yourself in NeNe's shoes. Put yourself in the guy's shoes. He's got a name, Mr. N's shoes. Is he wrong? I'm team Natasha. Hold your horses. If you're separated, you're still legally married. Hi, family. You're helping me procrastinate from studying, Melissa. Oh, no. Don't do that. I'm not open to dating while separated personally. I tried it years ago and it felt like a rebound. We're going to get to that, bless. We're going to get to that. She's a widow. She's a widow mistress. Lord have mercy. She's a widress. You know what? That's why I love y'all. Y'all are hilarious. Yes, she's a widress. See? Yes, for me, it's a red flag if he's married, separated or not. And after I unpack Porsha, we'll talk about this aspect of being separated, dating, marriage, the risk, the red flags, and all of that. But I wanted to set it up. So yes, in a nutshell, Kim and Kanye, they're just not just, but they seem to have a traditional, we're separated, two houses. We all know what we're doing and this, that, and the other. NeNe's situation feels, I think, a little bit messier because people are coming for NeNe because she's a widow. And I say, leave her alone. I'm not in her shoes. I don't know what Greg blessed. She said her and Greg talked about it. To be honest with you, NeNe and Greg seem to have had like a rocky situation going on before. So I wouldn't even be surprised if this dude was in the picture before he even passed. But anybody with any type of compassion would not leave their spouse or loved one on their deathbed. So that's that. But again, if you're just coming in, what I also said was NeNe's getting more backlash than Kim Kardashian. Kim is getting the backlash because people want to know what she's wearing. Oh my gosh, she was at the movies. Pete Davidson. Oh wow, how did he snag her? But nobody's like, oh my gosh, why does she sever ties with Kanye first before she moves on? I have not seen that anywhere on Bob Dole's, Beyonce's, Blue Ivy's internet. So when we talk about that, so let's go to Porsha, because this is going to me, this is going to be the most messiest, allegedly. So Porsha Williams, again, NeNe and Porsha are former cast, and yeah, they're both former cast members of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, a franchise that I used to watch when NeNe was on it. But then as our faves started fading out, I can't tell you that I watched a full season all the way through. Anyway, Porsha Williams is the next person that we're going to talk about to kind of springboard this conversation with. But the reason why I chose these three is because they're three examples of separations. And I want to know which one, if any, you're actually cool with, and which one you're like, no, all three. I don't like none of them. Or which one you're like, okay, now that is okay. So let's get to Porsha. Porsha, is her and Dennis separated? I want to say her and Dennis are divorced, but somebody look that up, because I don't want to mess up my flow. Porsha was married to Dennis. Porsha leaves Dennis. I got to look that up because I want to make sure that Porsha is not still married to Dennis. I don't think she's married to Dennis anymore. All right. Okay. I don't think, somebody look it up, because from what I see, wait, they're no longer together. I don't think Porsha and Dennis married. Anyway, Porsha and Dennis, they're on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They meet Simon and Fallon. Now, again, I'm only catching you guys up if you don't watch it. I don't know, whatever. So imagine two different couples on the show. Porsha, and this is where it gets messy. There was one scene when Porsha goes over to Simon's house and she's oohing and ahhing, and oh wow, it's a lavish lifestyle. And the only reason why I'm mentioning that is because people are really saying that allegedly one of their conspiracies is Porsha really isn't into Simon. She wanted the life that he gave Fallon. Because when she went to Fallon's house for the first time, she oohed and ahhed and, oh my gosh, this is so nice, luxury, da 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 da, only to end up with this woman's man. Now, it was ugly. It was nasty. It was not pretty. Fallon's like, oh, she took him from me. Oh, they're separated. Long story short, Fallon ends up being pregnant. That whatever. Yeah, they weren't married. Thanks, Shannon. So the raggedy part about it, there's so much that's raggedy about this. Porsha now has her own spinoff show, and we're seeing a lot about her and Simon's relationship, her relationship that she still has with Dennis. So I'm not going to talk about that today because it's definitely giving I'm not over Dennis. Okay, it's definitely giving that. Porsha was on Tamron Hall's show last week or the week. Exactly. I'm trying to keep you focused, child. Trying to keep myself focused. Porsha was on Tamron Hall's show maybe about 2 weeks ago, and Tamron was confused. She was like, so what are you? Tamron's asking her, what are you? Are you engaged? Are you married? She was like, we're dating. Tamron scratched her head like you probably are. And she said, well, ma'am, you're wearing a wedding ring, an engagement ring. How are you dating? Well, we're just getting to know each other. Now, here's the thing. Porsha doesn't always come out as the lightest bulb on a lamp post. And Tamron and me, we sitting there looking like, sis, how are you dating and getting to know him and getting to know each other, and you're wearing a whole engagement ring? Because she made it seem like she spoke about it, not like we're engaged and we set a date and a lot of that. It was as if, oh, we're getting to know each other. And Tamron was like, so then you're not engaged. You guys are dating. No, but and then so what Porsha tried to do was spin it. And Porsha was like, well, you have to date your wife. And she was like, yeah. I mean, Porsha, Tamron was like, yes, my husband dates me, but I am his wife. Once we got engaged, we still dated, but it wasn't the type of dating that you're saying to get to know each other. Long story short, it comes out, it doesn't come out. Simon is still married, obviously, to Fallon. They still haven't gotten a divorce. Porsha, it is seeming very much so on her spinoff that she's very much still tied to Dennis. She can gallivant Simon all over the place, but the minute Dennis wants to bring someone or whatever, she has a holy fit and is like, oh no, that type of thing. So again, I said all that to say that's where people are coming up with the notion like, hey, does she really want Simon, or does she want his money or the lifestyle she thinks she can get from him? So anyway, that is 3 types of separations that I mentioned. One, I feel is very traditional. Kanye and Kim, they done with each other. If you see us out in these streets with somebody else, mind your own business, but we're separated. 2, NeNe Leakes. You got the widress. Okay. You got the widow that's dating a married guy that claims he is separated. And the wife is like, I didn't get the memo. And then you got Messy Marvin of a situation with Porsha. Exactly. Shannon says she feels like Porsha is a publicity stunt. Natasha says dedication to relationships is not a big deal these days. Perhaps doesn't darn sound like it. Jesus take the wheel, all the wheels. Natasha says, or does she want to keep staying on TV so we can talk all about it? That's what some people were saying, because a lot of people are alleging that NeNe is really trying to get back on the Housewives. If you remember when Greg was still alive and things kind of felt like he was going to recover a little bit, I'm never going back to the Housewives. They can kiss my butt, allegedly, whatever. I'm paraphrasing. He passed away. The stores start closing. Her boutiques are closing. Lenithia now, Lenithia seems like it's a whole vibe to me. I'd go, I think. But they said that came with its own problems. So a lot of people are like, you know what? Is this a publicity stunt for even NeNe to get herself back on the cast? Same thing with Porsha. I don't think Porsha's trying to go back to Beverly Hills. To Atlanta Housewives. I think she thinks that Simon is this grand millionaire, and the streets is saying Dennis got more money than him. Actually, the streets are saying, and I'm not even gonna say the streets. Simon owed this lady $200,000 because he broke a contract when he was trying to buy the doggone property. But that ain't what we're here to talk about. My question is marriage, separated, and when you're separated in these three conditions, is it okay to date? Because here's the thing. The reason why I said these three conditions, there's so many other conditions that I would probably go, okay, it's kind of okay to date with that. No, I wouldn't. Now that I think about it, no, I wouldn't. What I was thinking of, nah, I wouldn't. Nope. What I was thinking of was somebody with a spouse that is medically just really medically incapable of carrying out their wifely duties, whatever that may mean. And I don't mean that just sexually. So I was like, okay, maybe in that case, he can take care of the wife during the day and then go hobnob with the extra girlfriend on the side. But then I put myself in the shoes. Hell no. You take care of me day, evening, and night, doggone it. No, absolutely not. Unless I tell you it's okay. And I'm not doing that. So no. And I wouldn't do the same thing to him. And I think that's what NeNe's story is kind of given. I think that's what a lot of people are alleging NeNe's story kind of feels like. Okay, she was taking care of Greg by day, but then hobnobbing with old boy at night. And to me, I don't like that situation. If there was any situation that I'd be like, child, go right ahead, it would probably be none of them. But just for the sake of argument, it would definitely be a situation where it's a traditional separation. Now, let's talk about the risk. Let me give y'all a heads up. Let me give you a heads up, because the truth of the matter is, a lot of times when you're dating, not necessarily married, because when you're married, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. But a lot of times when you're in these situations, and we've talked about this, and I'm not dogging anybody who has been into, I can't dog nobody that has been in any situation or whatever like that. I won't do that. Dated a married man, dated a separated man. I'm not judging you. I'm just going to bring you what I feel is right, what is common, and what is correct. Now, if you're going to date somebody that is separated, first of all, the likelihood of that individual, especially a man, to leave the wife, the percentage is very low, especially if they've been married for a long period of time. So the likelihood, because here's the thing, a lot of guys will sell that dream. I'm going to leave her. I'm going to leave her. She's the worst thing since cornflakes. If you look at all the stories from John Gray, the pastor John Gray, all the way down to Simon, and all the way down to the dude that NeNe is dating, the wife is always the worst thing ever. And I'm going to get out of that as soon as I can. And then here you are. I can only speak for a female because I am a female. Here you are holding on to hope that he's going to wife you up. And one thing that a lot of women, a lot of people don't think about is, and I believe this is true, unless someone decides to make a major change and repent to all repentance, the way you get someone is going to be the way you lose them. I think the way you get with somebody really matters on how successful and drama filled your marriage is. Now, am I saying that you'll end up in a divorce? No. For an example, someone else that a content creator I used to follow, and her and her husband got together in a similar, very similar situation. They both actually left their spouses. They both were married. They left their spouses and got together. It was hot and heavy in the beginning, that whole thing. And then it has been trouble up until this day. And I want to say they've been married 10, 15 years. Absolute drama. Just drama, and just really trying the two really trying to become one. And I say that to say, whether you believe in spirituality, whether you believe in karma, whether you believe in the law of reciprocity, whatever it is that you believe, you will sow what you reap without repentance. And then that doesn't mean even if you repent or say, and repent sounds like, this whole religious church word, but it just really means to turn away from those ways. I'm not, but repent is the best way I could say it. Unless you change and make a radical change, you're going to have the same behavior, but also the consequences. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I believe in the spirit of things. Okay. The happiness. They joined together in holy matrimony. It was happiness. It was so that type of thing. So if you get together surrounded by drama, I think your whole relationship is going to be drama until you make it right. I do. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if I'm just being over spiritual and I got my crystals around my room, or if you really, really dig what I'm saying. Leave a comment down below. So I say that to say, even if I look at the least harmful situation where you have two people that are divorced, that are separated, just like the people that I just named, as well as Kim and Kanye, I still think that relationship is going to be drama filled. But also, you're still married. But back to my original point, what I was saying, the likelihood of that man leaving his wife for you is very low. But then my question then becomes, do you really want someone that way? If you do, that's fine. Hey, just stay away from me and mine. But if I were single, I don't think I would want somebody that way. But I know sometimes it's a mindset. But I also know that sometimes the men and women, they just be running game. That's a whole part of the game that a lot of people don't talk about. How some of these men and women string people along to get the things that they want. People get bills paid and everything just to get what they want. So that's my take on that. Like, I don't think, number one, the likelihood of him leaving his spouse for you is very low. The likelihood, as far as the separation, if it's not like Kim Kardashian and Pete, and perhaps because they both, because Kim is driving the boat, a lot of people feel that it's going to happen. The divorce is going to happen because Kim is driving the boat. And maybe that's why some people feel like, okay, well, it's okay. Go ahead and date. I'm getting a glare. The other part about that is, let's see. I don't know. It's messy. I believe that too. She says it's messy. Leave people's spouses alone. Because one thing I know is everything's lovely. Everybody's in love. And everything's great. And you got the best partner in the world until it's time to separate. Once it's time to separate, that's when you get all the tea from most couples. They did this, they did that. Oh, I was hiding this, I was hiding that, or whatever. It's the same thing that happens when something tragic happens in a relationship and you're like, oh, whoa, I didn't know he was that crazy. I didn't know she was that crazy. So it's the same thing. So my point is, if you're separated, or if you're dating someone that's separated, you run the risk of being involved in drama and unnecessary drama that may or may not be true. So you're in this relationship and you think he's about to leave his wife. You think she's about to leave her husband because he's the worst thing and everything else. and he's going home to a hot meal and everything else that involves a marriage, and it's not true. He's just lying. That's that part too. Best of both worlds. As Tasha K was reporting about NeNe's boyfriend's wife, allegedly, she was like, she was devastated. That was the first she heard about it. They live together. He comes home. And, you know, Tasha can hyperbolize some things sometimes, but she get them facts most of the time, and she be on it. And the reason, and I say that to say, I don't know, I was not surprised, because I know that's a game. That's one of the games that happens in this world when people are trying to string people along and have the best of both worlds. I'm going to have the best of my wife, but then I'm going to show out and act like a fool in public with my side piece. So you run the risk of that. You also run the risk of health issues, because if you are dating someone that is separated, they're still married. And 9 times out of 10, if someone is still married and they have not separated themselves to the point emotionally and physically, guess what? They still tapping in. They still tapping in. And guess what? As they are tapping in, what do you think happens when they come back to you? But again, the lie is, oh, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. I've seen it. And they're still connected, and then they're trying to have a connection with you. And that's on both sides. And that definitely is on Mary Had a Little Lamb. So these are some things that I think people that are just like, oh, leave them alone. Natasha's like, it is gross. But a lot of people don't think about it because, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of times when we're in situations like this, where, you know, we know something is wrong or it's not necessarily the wrong thing, we don't think about the consequences. We don't think about, oh my goodness, what if I get pregnant? What if I get a disease? What if I get the ultimate disease? What if, whatever. The biggest thing that someone thinks about is, what if I get caught? What if I get caught? But there's so many other things, social, emotional ramifications behind dating someone that's already married. Because here's the thing, like someone said in the chat, you knew somebody, if you're in a state where common law really could care less, you dating somebody for 21 years, they break up, you get married, y'all dating or whatever, dating a married person. And you're like, oh, well, we were together for 13 years. We were together for 14 years. We were together forever. The truth of the matter is, unfortunately, if something were to happen to that person, legally, the wife is the one that is responsible for all of that. The beneficiary, that's what I'm trying to say. Or the husband. Exactly, Natasha. Too many connections. Too many connections. And please do not get me started on the rumor that Chloe is now dating Scott Disick. You heard me right. You heard right. There is a rumor, that speculation, that Chloe, who just found out about Tristan and his dipping out person, that he's messing with Scott Disick, which is her sister's husband. I'm with you, Natasha. Too many connections. So here's the thing. If you are team mind your own business, let people date who they want to date, all that is fine. But the sake of conversation, there's a lot of things that should be discussed when you're dating a married person. Because the truth of the matter is, whether you want to say, oh, they are separated, the truth is they're still married. And then you get involved and maybe you have a child and, you know, you get together and you stay together for 5, 10, 15 years. Oh, she don't want a divorce. She don't want to divorce me. Something happens to that person. It's going to the spouse. Something happens to that person medically in that situation. That spouse typically has to be called to make decisions, especially on insurance and stuff like that. So separated is not the same as being married, but also separated is not going to give you the same benefits as being married. Not the ones that matter. And dating while separated, that person that is married holds all the cards that can ruin or disrupt your life, because the minute they're done with you, they're going back to their spouse and you're left high and dry. Sometimes without an apartment, sometimes without a car, sometimes without a whole lot of stuff, depending on how much of your lives you've blended together. So separated is still married, in my opinion, because of all the risks that are involved. So let's take Porsha for an example, and then I'll look at the comment. Take Porsha for an example. She says she left Beverly Hills. Why do I keep saying Beverly Hills? Desperate Housewives. Real Housewives of Atlanta. She says she left there because she wanted to pursue other endeavors. So she left that. She left her radio show. She's selling those sheets, and I think she's selling hair. And she just wrote a book. But let's be honest, she was making more money on the show, and she definitely would have had making more money allegedly on the radio show. But a lot of people were saying, you know, she wants the lifestyle that Fallon had. She don't want to work or anything. So let's just pretend that it is so. She's like, you know what? I'm with Simon. We're going to get married, and I'm going to live this African heritage lifestyle with all this money, and I'm going to live happily ever after. If she made those moves based on what she thinks going to happen, Lord help her. She got more problems than we can speak of, because that's what people are alleging. Almost like, oh, my man got money. I don't have to work there. I don't got to work there. I don't got to work there. But what's the truth, y'all? He's still married to Fallon. So if him and Fallon decided, they got on the phone and Fallon said, you know what, this is some foolishness. Remember when we met in 95, whenever, y'all know I come up with stories. But if they get together and they're like, you know what, remember when we married in 95 and we walked along the beach and we said we was never going to have this drama? What are we doing here? And he says, okay, let's go to a steakhouse. And they go to a steakhouse and they, talk it out, hug, kiss, reminisce, and everything else. His mom called her mom called, everybody calling each other and all this other stuff. Get your act together. Guess who's going to be out? Porsha. Because you're dating a married man. That is the risk. Now, here's the thing. I don't know nothing about Simon personally, in the sense of what they talked about and where they're at and all this other stuff. But I'm here to tell you, because let's put it this way. What ends up being the problem is not what Simon, Porsha, and Kim are doing. It's the fact that because they're doing it, stamp of approval, and you common folk think that you're going to do the same thing. And the truth of the matter is, like I said, if him and Fallon decided tonight to get on the phone and reconcile for whatever reason, Porsha's ass out. Then she got to go run in the dentist. Just kidding, Dennis. Going to Ricky Smiley. Just kidding, Ricky. Can I get my job back? Andy, come on. So I guess that's another part of the conversation, because a lot of people are wondering, why would you limit yourself and make moves as if this was a finalized marital situation? That's her business. That's her coins. That's her business. Hope it doesn't happen. But hey, there's a possibility. There is a possibility. Fallon may not think so, but that there's still that chance, because y'all are still married. Then let's look at NeNe and her dude. Same thing. NeNe didn't give up anything or make any moves like that in this season. This is still very fresh for NeNe, according to what we see. It's very fresh publicly. I'll say that. And again, I personally think, leave a comment down below, that NeNe and Porsha are getting way more backlash than Kim Kardashian is. Why do you guys think that? Why do you think people are going after NeNe and going after Porsha more than they're going after Kim Kardashian and Pete? Do you think because it's just, hey, I'm married to Kanye, we're done, we're separated, and it's over? Is it less messy? Is it because it's Kim Kardashian? Why do you think she's not getting? I have not read one article going, this married woman is hanging out with Pete Davidson. No. The conversation is more about what she's wearing, where they're at, where they're going, where they met at, and what they're doing while they're there. And her backpack that she's wearing. Let me know. Leave me a comment. Let's see. Natasha says. Natasha's laughing at me. She said there's a lot of things that should be discussed when you're dating a married person. Period. You're dating a married person. And in hopes for permanency. And I'm going to tell you the truth. When you go back and watch that clip of Porsha meeting Fallon and Simon before, it absolutely looks like Porsha was enamored with the lifestyle because that's all she talked about. Now, am I saying she was calculated and she was like, oh, a year from now or whatever, whenever they taped it, oh, I'm going to get him. I don't know about all that. They ain't none of my business. But I will say she was quite impressed when she walked in that house. And here's the other thing. Okay, fine. Go out and marry all the dating men. Let's talk about this. How many degrees of separation do you guys go with your dating? Now, y'all know, most of us in the chat, some of us in the chat, Blind Guy, Black's Tropical, those of us, we've been married for a minute. So you married people, you know, I'm not talking about y'all. How many degrees of separation do you guys date? I want about 4 degrees of separation. So what do I mean? Porsha's messing with her castmate's husband. There's rumor of Chloe messing with Scott Disick, which is her sister's boyfriend or ex-husband. What that thing said? Too many connections. Too many connections to me. 700 degrees, Natasha said. I don't even listen. I don't want your best friend from high school to know him. That's the other part that I really think that Porsha kind of brought on herself. I'm not saying her and Fallon were best friends, but that's just too close. That's too much for me. It's too much. So how many degrees of separation are we willing to have? Seems like not many when it comes to reality television. So I wanted to just have this conversation. The chat is moving very slow. So make sure that you guys leave a comment. If you're watching this on the replay, absolutely leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this subject. Like I said, I think that single is single without papers. And I also think that giving married benefits as a single person is just as dangerous. So even if you are in a single relationship, it has nothing to do with any extra ties to being married. It lends some concern when you are giving certain benefits and stuff like that. For an example, you'll see a lot of these YouTubers, a lot of large YouTubers, you know, buying homes and, putting names on leases and cars. And some of them don't own the homes. They lying, but they leasing homes together and all this other stuff. And I'm like, y'all are doing a lot to be single. Because again, I don't care how much and how close and how cute and all this other stuff y'all all are together. If I can use an old church term, shacking, do whatever you feel like you want to do. But I think legally, how do you buy a home and you both are single? How do you do these things and then end up separating them? Perhaps. Natasha says, it sounds so silly. Why the drama? Whew, it could not be me. I agree, Natasha. That's my point. It's ridiculous because Porsha can say, oh, mind your business. But at the same time, you brought this on yourself. This is your castmate's husband, first of all y'all filming together. So then you know that, I always tell my kids this. A lot of times kids will do stuff and they're like, oh, what's the big deal or whatever. If you know that you're doing something, like none of my kids don't have a face tattoo, but I'm just saying, if you come and somebody has a face tattoo, me as a person with the face tattoo, I know that's shocking. So when someone approaches me and go, whoa, face tattoo, I don't have one, but I'm just saying, I shouldn't get mad because they're looking at my face tattoo because it looks weird or because it's shocking or because it's dramatic. Same thing. It absolutely sounds silly. Like I said, maybe the reason why Pete and Kim don't get as many play is because it is less dramatic, I guess, less messy. The messy part about it is the fact. And is it less messy because it's a female that's married? Maybe that's it. Because again, I believe Kim and Kanye are going to get it. At first, I didn't think they were going to get a divorce, but I think they're going to get a divorce because Kim is definitely driving that train. So is she getting less flack because it's a female that's driving that train? The female that's the one that's married? How come Pete's not getting flack? How come nobody's going at the Pete going, why are you messing with that married woman? Why are you dating that married woman? No one's going after them. So there's a lot of dynamics when you're dating someone that is married. And, beyond the shock and awe and, oh my goodness, and how could you? There's a lot of things, yes, morally that you should consider, but there's some health risks. There's some business risks. There's some financial risks that you should really take into consideration when you're married and you're dating. And don't forget the risk or the point that, especially when it's dealing with a man, the likelihood of him leaving and you involving all your emotions and time and money and effort only for him to go back to his wife. Women do it too. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying statistically, the likelihood is very low. But if you get a female that is independent, making her own money, that type of thing, it appears when you look at a Kim Kardashian that society doesn't have a problem with her doing that. Very awkward to me. So I wanted to have this conversation because I do think that there's a difference between all the way all three of these situations are being viewed in the public light. I think the one that's getting the worst backlash is Porsha. Porsha's situation is looking kind of, yeah. NeNe's looking a little hypocritical because she was on the show at one point talking to Kim Zolciak saying, close your legs to married men. This was years ago. Years ago. So now it seems she has a change of heart concerning that. And I'm going to tell you, one of my favorite, I'm going to say favorite, but one vlogger that I watch, she did commentary on this. And a lot of people in the comment section were tripping because she likes NeNe. And she really was giving NeNe a pass for this relationship. A pass that she did not and would not give for Porsha. Because she does what I do. We sit and talk about all of this. And it would be very hard for me to do one video and dog Porsha, dog Simon, and then do another video and be like, well, leave NeNe alone. How do you and how do you know he's not separated? How do you know they're not going to get a divorce eventually? Married is married, in my opinion. But also, consistency is consistency. Because even if I saw Porsha and NeNe's situation a little differently, I'd have to bring that to you guys and tell you why I saw it differently. And I don't. So that's the thing. Maybe one day, as I grow bigger and review people or whatever, I may be faced with the task of going, are you going to hold your friend accountable? Because just because NeNe's your friend or this one's your friend or that one's your friend, are you able to hold her to task? Just don't talk about it at all then. because it's very hard, like I said, to get on here and be like, Porsha's wrong, she's crazy, or whatever, and then look at NeNe and go, well, yeah, he married, but y'all don't know all the facts. Or he's married is married, child. Point blank, period. So anyway, we got OG Patrice in the house. Greetings and salutations, fam. Hey, girl. Hey, good to see you. So yeah, my friends. Before we go, let me look this in. We live. Yes, we are live. You missed a whole conversation. I don't know. Lead must have just went off or something, child, because we done. We are done. I'm not staying on here too long. Salute to the chat. Hey, Trash Can Waves. So yeah, leave a comment down below. If you're catching the replay, let me know. Is married? Please let me know. Answer all the questions that I had about comparing the three situations, the three people. Remember, when you look at it, Kim Kardashian, she's the one that's kind of driving that boat. So is that the difference? Yes, I saw that he was live. It's okay. Y'all can catch the replay because I'm about to dip out. I was going to talk about the case that he is talking about, but he got it. He'll come from it. He'll talk about it from a law perspective. So that's even better. So anyway, my friends, yeah, let me run this real quick. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So if you like what you see on my channel, hey, replay gang, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment. That's my favorite part. Like, I appreciate subscribing. I'm sorry, likes and subscribes and all that. But my favorite, honestly, is the interaction. I come on here because we are a community over here. So please, please, please make sure you leave a comment and let me know. Thank you, Melissa. You're always a treat. Thank you, Natasha. And I hope that I didn't listen. I held you off for a whole hour. Okay, so get to studying. Natasha Vincent, Trash Can Waves. Yes, there were surprises. You are going to have to catch the replay because I spoke about that. But yes, the surprise went off like a hitch. Bless says, I only know of 2 people who have actually gotten away with dating a married man and he actually leaving his wife. That lifestyle ain't for everybody. Wow. Okay. It does happen. Like I said, very, very, very rare. And like I said, the people that I know that it worked, they had such a tumultuous relationship afterwards because of the grounds that they got married on. I just don't think, yeah, that's messy. That's just messy. So kudos to them. Hopefully, I don't wish ill on anybody, but again, for the sake of conversation and for the sake of being honest and open and thinking about that risk. Those are, I named about 4 risks that are involved when you're dating a married man. And I think the biggest thing is your heart and your emotions. Because the same thing when you think about a Kim Kardashian and Pete. Today, if she decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to Kanye, she done gave Pete time and everything else. So you just run a lot of risk when you're dating a married man. But also, I wanted to see what you guys thought. Is single? Is married? So anyway, I will be back tomorrow because I'm doing Livemas. And this is where are we at? Day 20. And shout out to my baby girl. She is 17 today. And she is today's her birthday. So yes, my mom's birthday was yesterday. My daughter's birthday is today. So shout out to her. But I had to come on. I didn't have to, but I believe in commitment and being consistent with what I promise. And I promise Livemas. And so if you don't know what Livemas is, let me run this real quick. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe. If you're liking my channel. Real Talk with Melissa Berrien presents Livemas 2021. Livemas 2021? What is that? Real Talk with Melissa Berrien will be going live with daily streams from December 1st through December 25th. There'll be hot topics, crafts, talking about mixed drinks. There'll be mukbangs, breaking news, hot topics, and so much more fun. So set your clocks and calendars and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You'll be among the first to know when I go live. You don't want to miss out on Live Miss 2021 with Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. See you soon. See you soon. Y'all, it has been so fun. I have, 4 more days? 5 more days. Today's the 20th. 5 more days. And I have to tell you, thank you guys that have been on every stream, catching every replay, supporting me. Thank you so much. It has made Live Miss 10 times easier. As I told you guys before, make sure you check out the content. It's a little bit it's a lot different than some of it is a little bit different than what you're used to as far as some behind the scenes stuff. If you haven't caught some of the things, you can get a glimpse of my kids, their spouses, their significant others, my husband behind the scenes. He was doing, I don't know what he was doing, child dancing when we were doing the cookies. Like, it's just a good time. And it's a good time to kind of get extra content to learn about me. Speaking about extra content, link down below is my other channel where I'll probably go live tonight. No, it's the birthday. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow because I'm not gonna go live tonight. Baby girl's birthday is tonight. So anyway, but it's called Everything Else Melissa Berrien. I might be changing that name, but for now, it's called Everything Else Melissa Berrien, and that's on that channel is where I do everything else. Lives, reaction, all that stuff, makeup, nails, all that stuff is over there. So make sure you go over there and hit the subscribe button. It will be linked down below. Just check it out. Even if you're not ready to subscribe, check it out. Let's see. Santa been stepping out on Miss Claus. Santa got an illness with those skinny legs. Don't he? Have a good night, guys. Happy birthday, baby girl and mom. Thank you. Almost got out the house. A swinger lifestyle, an option. It can be for those that is for. So yeah, I think that's it. Other than make sure you check out our content creator collaboration that we did yesterday. We basically had like an ugly sweater contest on live, an ugly sweater party, and it was a holiday party, and we laughed so much. I'm telling you, it was just a really solid good time. And so I'm gonna try to do something else like that, not necessarily related to the holidays, but just to break up the monotony of the serious conversations and the breaking news and the this and the that and all this other stuff. So the bottom line is, if you like what you see on my channel over the last couple of days, please consider hitting the subscribe button so that you can be in the know, a part of the family, and just be a part of the family. There's nothing else I can say. Like, I mean, that's it, right? So with that being said, I'll be back tomorrow with breaking news. There's so much I want to talk about. And if I can't find the other page, I'll link it, child. She over there. I'll put it in the description box. Just give me 1 second. As soon as I hit end, I'll go find it and put it on there. I already have some of you guys on there, so I know it exists. So anyway, what else can I say? That's it, child. Just have fun, be safe. And I'll be back tomorrow with some breaking news. If there's something that you want to cover, you guys already know. You guys hit me up with emails, my inbox, Instagram inbox. Y'all be all over the place. Talking about, Melissa, we got to talk about this. So do that. Be whatever. So with that being said, peace.